Ready, my friends? Bad news right here. I'm so ready to try and review this new Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes eyeshadow palette. Honestly, as soon as I saw the first sneak peeks from Trend Mood, I was like, oh yes, that eyeshadow palette looks fantastic. And surprisingly, it dropped pretty much right away within hours that we saw the first images in Trend Mood. And the best thing about it is that the Sephora holiday savings event is going on right now. And in fact, when I'm uploading this video today, those who are insiders, you get to shop the sale. So Sephora members, you get 20% off, VIVs 15% off, insiders 10% off. All of you can use your code multiple times. The code is always savings. I will be leaving all the details of the sale of this eyeshadow palette as well as the rest of my makeup. Absolutely everything will be on the description box below, along with the links for your convenience and easy shopping. So anyhow, I went ahead and purchased my palette. It costs $68. Yes, Makeup by Mario dropping a $68 eyeshadow palette, which it is up to the line, say, of a Natasha Denona midi palette. Those cost $65. And I'm just curious and intrigued to see everything about this formulation because I have not tried the original Makeup by Mario eyeshadow palette, the first one that he launched, that I heard great things about that palette. Is an all matte eyeshadow palette, while this one offers you different type of finishes and formulation. The palette is made in the USA. It has a shelf life of 12 months and it comes with a total of 12 grams of product with 12 eyeshadows, each of them weighing 1 gram. If we compare it to, say, for example, a midi palette from Natasha Denona, this one costs $65, the Glam palette, and it comes with a little bit over 19 grams of product. So this one you get a little bit more and also more shades. This comes with 15 shades, these with 12 shades. We will go into more details as we get into the review. But let me show you how it looks the palette inside. And in terms of the compact, it is white and it's actually metal. Very, not super weighty, but it has some substance into it. And then on the back, you have not really names of the shades, but actually kind of like codes. Like first shade is EE1, second shade EE2, the third shade EE3, and so forth. Which I find really very interesting. I mean, like E starts for ethereal, ethereal eyes, EE. And let's just take a peek on the inside. Oh my. Look at this beauty. The palette comes with a nice size mirror, and then you have here a combination of 7 matte shades. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then 4 metallic shades that they look amazing, like stunning. And then this other shade right here, it looks like in between a satin and a matte shade. It has a little bit of a sparkles, not heavy glitters or chunky glitters. We're gonna see in a second when we do the swatches, but take a peek at this beauty. And by the way, if you're new here to my channel, I film in natural light with a 4K camera. And I'm gonna swatch the palette row by row. Oh, there you go. There's the reflection of the sun right now. Let's see right there. Okay, let's go ahead and swatch it. So this one is EE1, EE2, EE3, EE4. No, I'm sorry. I just find it extra funny. Okay, this shade I thought it was going to be more metallic, but it looks a little bit also as a taupe shade. And this shade right here, it feels actually very nice and soft, but it seems like they are, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it on the camera, but it seems like it picks up a lot. Just swatch it. Okay, that's super soft. Oh yeah, this one right here feels more like if it's more like a taupe shade. Yeah. Oh my goodness. This looks wet. Kind of reminds me a little bit to, what is a Space Cowboy by Urban Decay, I think it is. There we go. This is the second row. And then in the last row, then this shade right here, it has the embossing of by Mario. Nice. There you have it. This is beautiful too. Look at this shade. A gorgeous taupey tone. Very beautiful, all the shades, and I really enjoy the way that Mario has arranged them. I mean, immediately I can tell that he has done it in a very smart way. Like, the first row can give you an eyeshadow look, second row another eyeshadow look, and then this last row another eyeshadow look. I mean, super easy to navigate this palette. Refer 15 brush and the shade EE1. And I'm gonna take this shade and applying it all over the eyelid. Just using it as to set my concealer. Sonia G Classic Crease and the shade EE9. And I'm taking this shade and applying it on the outer third of the eyelid. Whatever is remaining, I'm gonna take it on the crease too. So far, these eyeshadows are blending so well. With a Sonia G Mini Booster, I'm going to go to this shade. And I'm taking it on the outer V and just deepen it out. Wow, this eyeshadow is so pretty. It's so beautiful. Do you saw the placement there? Just apply it and it kind of like blend by itself. Honestly, I didn't need to do much. Sonia G Builder Pro, and I'm gonna go with this gorgeous shade. I cannot wait to try it on my eyes. And I'm applying it very close to that outer third. The Smith 253 brush, I'm gonna go to this shade. And I'm gonna take it from the inner third all the way until it meets with that other shade. The Sonia G Builder shade, I'm gonna go to this shade and I'm gonna take it on my lower lash line. Sonia G Flat Definer, and I'm gonna go to the deepest shade and applying it also on my lower lash line, but very close, just to define the roots of my lashes. I'm also going to do the same thing and define the root of my lashes right here on my upper lash line. With a Refer 03 brush, I'm going to go to this shade and applying it on the inner corner and also on the brow bone. Here you have it, my first eyeshadow look. I went ahead and applied some falsies, a little bit of eyeliner also on the waterline, a little bit of mascara on the lower lashes. Again, all those details, they will be on the description box below. Now let's go for the second eyeshadow look, and I'm gonna use a Refer number 15 brush, and I'm gonna go ahead and use this same eyeshadow first, and I'm just gonna disperse it on my eyelid. It's very close to my skin tone too, so it's not really adding much of a color, but again, just kind of like setting my concealer. With a Sonia G Crease Pro brush, I'm gonna go to this kind of pinky shade that has plenty of pigment, let me tell you that. And I'm gonna take this shade and applying it on my crease, a little bit on the outer V, and just diffusing it. A little bit more romantic because it does have a little bit of a corally pink tone, but still it is a neutral eyeshadow. Refer 01 brush, and I'm gonna take this shade, beautiful cool tone, and I'm taking it on my outer third. What a pretty shade. Honestly, with these two shades, you can just create a very simple matte look and it will look very beautiful, effortless. BK Beauty 203 brush, and I'm gonna go to this shade, which is actually more of a matte with kind of like a satin finish. Yeah. Okay. With this eyeshadow, I had Fallout. Taking my Sonia G Builder brush, and I'm gonna go to this shade. Oh, so pretty. Taking it from the inner third of my eyelid all the way until the middle of my eyelid. Such a pretty shade. Now I'm wondering how it will look if I apply it with my finger. Let's just try it. Oh, definitely. You can intensify more with your finger or with a brush and wet your brush. Let's try that too. Since we're here, not that I need to, but I just want to experiment with these formulations. So again, same brush, using the Chantecaille Pure Rose Water. Oh, so beautiful. Oh, this is stunning. That is stunning. And such a soft, very romantic look. I feel like this is more kind of like a bridal kind of look too. Super soft. Taking a BK Beauty 207 brush, and I'm gonna go to this shade, and I'm gonna do just the same thing in the corner. Grab one. BK Beauty 204 brush, and I'm gonna go to this shade. I'm taking it on the lower lash line. Sonia G Flat Definer, and I'm gonna go to this shade. And I'm just gonna try to define this lower lash line. Here you have it, my second eyeshadow look. Ready, my friends? Bad news right here. This palette is fantastic. Sorry, but not sorry. Let me tell you that the matte eyeshadows, they blend like airbrush. It was just so easy. I know I use very high quality brushes, but I mean, there's only so much that you can do, right? You can have a very mediocre kind of formula and have great brushes and get a really nice outcome. But if the eyeshadow formulation is super bad, no matter what type of brushes you have, I mean, there's so much magic that they can do, right? It's a combination, it's a teamwork per se. And these matte eyeshadows, they blend like a dream, seamlessly. If there was a little bit of fallout, not really much. I feel like more than anything, if I found a little bit of fallout, was with this shade over here, which is a different formulation for all the rest of the eyeshadows in this palette. It's more of like a satin finish that actually gives kind of like a sultry kind of look, because I don't know, it's a very mysterious kind of shade. It does have some sparkles in it, and I think because of those sparkles, it makes it that it's a little bit not crumbly, but again, that you will find some fallout, so tap well with a brush. On the other ones, I didn't find any issues, even with these beautiful, gorgeous shimmer shades. There's no fallout. Obviously, I need to check. Perhaps I will be leaving a pinned comment. That way you know how these eyeshadows lasted throughout the day. I really love also the variations, because although at first glance you're like, this is a neutral palette, it's so boring, there's nothing, as you are able to tell right here, I created more of like a nighttime eyeshadow look. And then this middle road, to me, it gave me a vibe of kind of like a wedding look, a little bit more romantic, a little bit more, I don't want to say girly, but a little bit more candid, just a little bit more ladylike look. In fact, it kind of reminded me a little bit to the KKW Beauty, I think it was called My Wedding, or inspired by Kim Kardashian's wedding. It was a 6-month palette, a limited edition one. I reviewed it, I'm talking about what, 3 years ago, something along those lines. Kind of reminds me of that palette, just these 4 shades. In terms of this very romantic look, is super pretty. I feel it's just so well done. 4 shades right here, that was it. I mean, like, yes, I used a little bit of these 2 shades, but what I'm trying to tell you right here is that you have something for a little bit more of a glam look, another look that is more romantic, and then this top row, a little bit more of an everyday look. And in terms of, oh my gosh, another neutral, nude kind of eyeshadow palette, I mean, it's a business. Friends, it's a business. It is the demand. People go and watch Sephora hauls, Sephora recommendations. People are recommending and hauling these type of palettes. That's the honest truth. So for a brand like Makeup by Mario that has grown so much, definitely a palette like this. I know he already has a matte, all matte eyeshadow palette, but a palette like this is something that, again, is kind of like the bread and butter for the business. So I don't blame him, and I will not blame any brand that brings us a boring palette that, believe me, it sells, and it sells a lot. So I'm okay with that. And also counting that if you are to use just the matte eyeshadows right here, you will get a very soft airbrush look with these eyeshadows. Honestly, very impressed. In terms of formulation, do I find them, I like to say, Natasha Denona formula? No, in fact, when I swatch them, they feel nice. They didn't feel dry. They feel that they have enough emollients, but they didn't feel like super creamy or super pigmented. So to me, this is an eyeshadow formulation that when you swatch them, it's nothing that is gonna knock your socks off on in terms of like, oh, look at this pigment, it glides, and it's just, no, it's just when you apply it on your eyes, then you see the magic happen. And what a beautiful surprise. If you're looking for a nude, neutral, and a little bit more than that, because like I said, you have something very glam, you have something more pinky, it's not necessarily your traditional neutral eyeshadow palette. Because even if I'm thinking about the Glam palette by Natasha Denona, like, you may be wondering why you're not doing comparisons, Jacqueline, because honestly, we all have these type of shades, just in different arrangements. To me, perhaps has a little bit of this one, perhaps a little bit of Viva palette, but you know, this shade right here, well, in fact, these two shades right here is something that is not offered in any of that Glam palette, Viva palette. Yeah, so it's a beautiful eyeshadow palette for sure. Makeup by Mario did an amazing job. Now about the $68. Yes, it's a little bit steep for a brand that I consider not really a luxury brand, but the quality is there, the payoff is there. And then again, if you're watching this video when I'm uploading it, you still have even a few more days for the Sephora holiday savings event, so you can get some savings right there. So yeah, definitely make sure you use your code. Again, I will be leaving all the links and details of this palette, absolutely everything that I used today, even to my jewelry, nail polish, everything will be on the description box below along with the links. And thank you so much for those of you who decide to shop through my links. I greatly appreciate your support. Thank you so much. Okay, my friends, and now I would love to know from you, are you excited? Perhaps you have already picked up this new eyeshadow palette by Makeup by Mario, or perhaps you're putting it on your wish list. Let's continue the conversation on the comment section down below. While you're at it, and if you haven't done so yet, I want to invite you to subscribe to my channel. Make sure you ring that post notification bell so you don't miss any of my uploads. And it will be amazing if you can come and follow me on my Instagram and also on my TikTok. My TikTok handle is a little bit different than my YouTube and my Instagram handle. YouTube, Instagram is Hey is Jacqueline, while on TikTok my handle is Hey Jacqueline. If you like this video, please do not forget to give it a thumbs up. That will really help me. And if you're not done watching, you want to support this girl, I will leave you a couple other videos right here. See you then. Bye bye.